Jason.
We just wanted to do a video to kind of introduce ourselves, tell you a little bit about ourselves and how we got into expediting. Probably a lot of y'all have been watching our videos, and we hope you're enjoying them. Before we tell you a little bit about ourselves, I'll tell you how we kind of got started into making these videos. I've always loved taking pictures, and when we started expediting, I always documented by pictures of places we've gone, the scenery, just so we could have them and to share with our friends and family. Then about a year ago, we got 2 GoPros, mainly because we wanted to take it out whenever we have time to stop and see things, and also wanted to use one as a dash cam. Well, then I got to thinking, well, how about I start making some videos and clipping the clips together for our friends and family to see instead of just pictures. So I started doing that, and that's how it kind of began. Well, then there's a lot of people started to get interested in it, interested in what we do. So I figured I'd start sharing them on YouTube. And then we've got more interest in it, so we've decided that we're going to try to start making some more informative videos. We love the scenery videos, but we know a lot of y'all that are already in expediting or trekking, y'all see the same things we do. So I'm just kind of taking video and clipping it together, editing it. But we're going to try to do some more informative videos for y'all. If there's something y'all want to see, leave it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from y'all. Any comments, suggestions y'all may have for us. And we'll be happy to try to do a video on whatever y'all would like to see. Just to tell y'all a little bit about Jason and myself, we live in Waco, Texas. Of course, we tell everybody we actually live on the truck and we just visit Waco, Texas because we're out on the road more than we're home. I'm sure y'all can relate to that. We've been together 10 years, married for 7. We don't have any children. We do have 2 Chihuahuas, Tyson and Abby. They're like our children. They go with us everywhere. They've been with us since they were little babies. I think 8 weeks old to 10 weeks old, whenever they're able to leave their mama. We've had them since they were little babies. So they've been with us all that time. They're now 5 and 7, I believe.
So we've been doing expediting about 3 years now. Before that, I worked for a courier / hotshot company out of Dallas, Texas. Started out as a courier delivering envelopes. I worked there for about 13 years, and towards the end of my time I was the operations manager for this company in Dallas. So that's where I got a lot of my Expediter experience of how to get hotshot deliveries done, how critical they are, and really a lot about the trucking industry from that company, so that helped us out a lot. The last 5 years I was working for this courier company. I was the dispatcher during the weekdays, Monday through Friday, but then on the weekends we would get a lot of after hours calls. Somebody needed a hotshot delivery done on the weekend, so a lot of times Heather would come with me, and that's where I kind of started teaching her how to drive these straight trucks.
What I did before we started in expediting is I was an optician for a little over 20 years. I worked in the eye care industry. I got started in that back when I was in the Texas Air National Guard, when I was just a young whippersnapper. I was in the Texas Air National Guard for about 8 years. I started in that as medical service specialist, kind of like a medical assistant, and towards the last 3 years of being in the Texas Air National Guard, I started working with the optometry doctor there and learning it that way. Then it just took off from there. Basically what I did is fit people for glasses and contacts, helped the doctors, assisted them with the exams, things like that, ordered contacts, pretty much anything that has to do with eye care when you go in for an eye exam and get glasses or contacts.
So about 6 months before we started doing expediting, I had found this website called Expediters Online, and I basically spent all of my spare time reading on it, on the forums there, reading other drivers' experiences, how to be successful, looking at the job posting ads, and just reading everything I could on the website to learn as much as I could about traveling the country. So before we got into expediting, probably about a year before, me and Heather were really getting tired of the rat race of fighting traffic every day to get to and from work, working 7 to 5, making a big house payment, a 4-bedroom house payment for just the 2 of us. It was just way too much. We didn't need all that space. It was just the 2 of us and our 2 chihuahuas. So we had started looking into what we could do different than the 9 to 5 jobs day in, day out. And I came across expeditersonline.com, and that's where we really started researching, doing trucking. We both loved to travel and go on road trips before we started trucking, so we thought, well, hey, that'd be a road trip that we got paid for all the time. So on expeditersonline.com, I read on that website on the forum section for about 6 months, really trying to learn as much as I could about it, the different aspects of the expediting versus regular trucking, and how get as much information as I could so to make sure we would be successful if we started in it.
Towards the end of 2012, we were already in the process of selling our home because we had already decided that we wanted to downsize. We were going to sell our 4-bedroom house and purchase an RV to live in. And we thought, especially if we were going to get into expediting, that would be the perfect thing to have. Not have a big mortgage when we weren't going to be staying there. If we were going to be basically living on the road and just being home, 1 or 2 weeks every few months, why have a big home? So we've sold our house, purchased the RV, and about that time was when Jason had found an ad on Expediters Online for an owner looking for a team to drive his truck, which we don't own this truck. We do drive for an owner, and we've been driving for the same owner the whole time we've been in expediting over the past 3 years, and the rest is history.
So after 3 years of doing this job, we're probably going to end up retiring as expediters. We've been to all lower 48 states and parts of Canada, and unless we win the lottery, we're going to be expediters the rest of our time on this planet here.
We hope you enjoyed getting to know a little bit about us and how we got into expediting. Look for some more videos in the future. We've got a lot of ideas. We're going to be doing some videos on the tools, some of the tools that we use in the expediting business that help us to do our job and to track our success with this business. Also, we have thinking of some ideas for some tips for new drivers, maybe even help some veteran drivers. If there's any questions or comments, any videos you'd like to see, again, leave them in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from y'all, even if it's a hi. We'd love to hear your comments. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you haven't, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.